If you've been watching my channel, you know that I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but strangely enough, I haven't been very excited about the new Amazon series, Rings of Power. In fact, I haven't even watched the trailers yet. And no, I don't watch the Super Bowl, so I missed it there. But people on my live streams had suggested maybe I should watch it, and I've noticed it's been getting a lot of controversy. And some of it is ridiculous. Like, who cares if the elves have dark skin or whatever? That's absurd. You don't get upset in an adaptation if they change someone's skin color or hair color or eye color. Maybe with a few exceptions, like Anne of Green Gables really has to have red hair. But other than that, who cares? Actors will do a good job acting. If the characters don't perfectly fit what you have imagined in your mind, well, that's going to happen in any adaptation. No one's going to get perfect. I remember a friend of mine who was a big fan of The Expanse when he first saw the Expanse TV show on the Sci-Fi Channel. He was not buying Naomi because she didn't have sort of this long, in the books, she had this like long hair that she would like let fall over her eyes whenever she was nervous or something or upset. And of course, the Naomi in the Expanse TV series didn't have that. And I was like, really? That's what you're getting upset about? And it's the same thing. You're being ridiculous. If you think that elves have to be white and you have to make this big deal about whether female dwarves have beards or not, I mean, I've heard some crazy things, and I understand if you have reservations that your expectations about what's going to be presented doesn't align with how you've imagined a series, but my gosh, just listen to yourself. But like I said, I wasn't excited about this show as well, mostly because I don't like prequels. And we're going from the Third Age with The Hobbit and Sauron and Gandalf and all that back to the Second Age, apparently, when the Rings of Power were forged, which was always, I guess, kind of interesting. But we know how it's all going to end in 1,000 years or whatever. So I would have preferred if they would have extended to the Fourth Age or have gone forward with The Hobbits or retold The Lord of the Rings, because that is the source material that we all actually love. I would have loved to have seen an entire season of the Scouring of the Shire, which we didn't get in the Peter Jackson movies. But instead, they're going back to the Second Age when the rings were forged. And I'm just not that interested in it. Mostly because there isn't any source material. I was going to think, well, maybe they're going to use the Silmarillion. Then I was thinking, but that has to do with the Silmarils, not so much the Rings of Power. And I remember when the Silmarillion first was published, all of us Lord of the Rings fans just went out and got it, and it was so disappointing.
Disappointed!
I mean, we tried to love it, but it's basically a textbook. And it's not a full story, and it doesn't read as well as Lord of the Rings, but I remember looking in the index, okay, let's look up Gandalf, let's see what little passages we can find out about Gandalf, who we find out is a mayor, then we cross-reference that, and basically the Silmarillion is like an extended appendix of the Lord of the Rings, but then I heard that they didn't have the rights to the Silmarillion, so they're just going to use what they know from the appendices of the Lord of the Rings to tell the story of the Second Age. I guess my bottom line is I'm not that interested in a story that isn't a Tolkien story. So I don't care about if it's woke or if they have people of color playing elves. That doesn't bother me. It's just there's no track record of whoever these writers are of reinterpreting or adding on to a Tolkien lore or storyline. Like in Star Trek, one of the reasons why I've had issues with reading a lot of the novels is once in a while you'll get an author like Diane Duane, who is a fantastic Star Trek author, and I trust her lore and I like her stories. but then you read something else from another author and you're like, eh. So I don't know who these writers are that are reinterpreting Lord of the Ring. But all that said, you know I'm going to watch it. So let's sit down and finally watch the gosh darn trailer. And I found the link to the Super Bowl trailer, which I assume is the one to watch. If I'm watching the wrong thing, please let me know in the comments. But let's go ahead and load it up. Okay, here we are, Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power trailer 2022 Super Bowl edition. Let's go ahead and give it a watch.
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there? There's wonders in this world.
I love that opening scene. Let's go back. What is this? Hold on. What am I looking at? Are those like big moose ears or moose horns? Okay, but anyway, going back to this, I love this opening shot with the this city. I love this opening shot with the mountain in the back and the city foreground and that huge statue in the center of the city. I love this. But what were those creatures that looked like they had moose horns? Is that from the books? I don't think so. But anyway.
There's wonders in this world.
You know that. What is
beyond
that?
our wandering. I can feel it.
Is that a hobbit? Is that a hobbit? I would not be sad if there were hobbits in, because they really don't talk about the hobbits in the Second Age, because they certainly weren't part of the Forging of the Rings. They didn't have a little, they weren't in that little poem about the 9 rings for mortal men, that type of thing. Okay, before the king, meaning Aragorn or Isildur or whoever. Oh, this is going to be about Isildur. Rock before the fellowship. Before the ring. Ooh, troll. I think it's a troll. Dwarf. Oh, hobbit. That looks like a hobbit hand. Looks like a hobbit hand. Rings of Power. September 2nd. So we have a ways to go. Oh, wait a minute. There's more. There's more. The Forging of the Rings.
3 rings.
The
for
Elven Kings. Under the sky.
7 for the Dwarf Lords. In their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men.
Doomed to die.
1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne.
The
In
land
the land
of Mordor.
Mordor,
Where the shadows lie. Okay, cute. Cute. Is there more? We done? We're done. Okay, so that was the trailer for the Rings of Power, and I'm still not that excited about it. And mostly because I have no idea what it's going to be about. We know that it's going to have, okay, the 3 rings for the Elven Kings are Elrond, Gandalf, and Galadriel. So they're going to be in the series. We know there's going to be Isildur because he chops off the Sauron's finger. And there just isn't a story that Tolkien wrote that really is the Forging of the Rings. Okay, here's my bottom line. I don't know what the story is. I don't care too much if they don't follow the lore exactly. I don't know what liberties are going to take but all would be forgiven if it's a good story. And my reservations are, this is being written by screenwriters. I don't know if they have a true love of Lord of the Rings. You know what I think of Wheel of Time. I think that was a big miss. I think they didn't, whoever the writers were, didn't understand the essence of the story. And while I didn't care that they didn't follow the books exactly, they're just, the heart of the story didn't seem to be in that series, in my opinion. And that's what I'm afraid of for this series. Because let's face it, there is no story that they're basing this off of. My understanding is that it's the appendices in The Return of the King. It just seems bizarre. Now, what would have given me confidence is if a well-known epic fantasy writer, say Brandon Sanderson, say Terry Brooks, or someone that understands adaptations like Diane Duane, if someone with a track record that we trusted wrote the outline or the story or a little novella, and then that's what the screenplay was adapted off of, I would be so much more invested in this series. But as it is now, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. And am I going to love it or not? I don't know. Time will tell. What I don't understand, though, there are such great fantasy series that they could do that we have fallen in love with the story already, but making up a story in the Tolkien universe just doesn't excite me. Like I said, there are so many great works. I would love to see the Jade City Greenbone saga made into a series. I would love to see the Poppy Wars. I would love to see the Daevabad trilogy. There's so many great series out there from, let's say, more unique perspectives than a cis white guy. Why don't they do those stories? Take a great story that exists already and let us have that story. But no, we're doing what we're doing, and maybe I'm going to love it. I don't know. But let me know what you think. Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, just let me know, are you going to watch the series? Are you excited about it? Are you nervous about it? Are you just completely ambivalent like I am? By the way, if you're interested in my opinion on another series, say The Wheel of Time, check out a video right here. Until we meet again, may all the books you read and their adaptations be blessed.